week because we knew it's closer to the long weekend. As you can see, the room is not full as we usually have. So I was thinking maybe we will do some, team building games and stuff like that, but we'll probably, do it some other time. Because what we have today is very important. I kind of, after talking to the speaker, I named it, it's called Calling the Right Way. It was my initiative. I don't know if that's what he meant, but... so our speaker, Carlos Rosario, is going to introduce you to the notion of creative corollary? That's too tough for me.
Yeah, that's a big word. Sorry.
In order to succeed without having to do much more than showing up. Carlos is an Amazon best-selling author, has been quoted on sites like CNN, Western Business Journal, and Newswire, has outranked the likes of Seth Godin on platforms like G+, and has, I don't know. But anyway, I met with Carlos a few weeks ago and had a fascinating one-on-one with him, which, by the way, I recommend for all of you to kind of call him on. And he has a lot of experience in areas that can help each and one of you succeeding more in your business. So Carlos is going to present the concept today. We're not going to get into details about anything in particular. It's going to be how to get more business at the end and become more successful, right, Carlos?
Right.
Yeah. So please help me welcome Carlos Rosario. Thank you.
How you doing, everybody?
Hi.
All right. So, how's everybody doing? Great. Bear with me because this is something that was. Forgive me, I put this together pretty quick, but hopefully it'll be worth your while. We not have just a little bit of time. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 pillars of power and how to grow your business fast using a concept I call creative corollary thinking. I also want to take note that if you weren't here last week, Mike Aguilera gave a really good speech, and I think you might want to get with him as well on neuro-linguistic programming, because this is kind of in line with that. So if you don't know what that is, if it's your first time, I do strongly recommend you talk to him. So, okay, this is kind of representative of how I see how we're all treated here. Basically, we're all in this to kind of be on a... Can everybody see? Just sit on the floor here. Yeah, just listen to my voice. Okay. So basically, here at Successful Thinkers, we're all on a level playing field. And there's a good to it and there's a bad to it. So basically, the idea is that, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't want any pre-qualification. We don't want you to go out there and just kind of dismiss people prematurely, as well as we don't want you to kind of pounce on anybody, right? The idea is not just to kind of jump on everybody, you just kind of want to build rapport. The idea here is to elevate rapport, right? So, when we do reveal, I believe that surprise should be magnetic. It should be attractive, and it should be exciting or awe-inspiring. And I'm here to challenge you to tell you that you can manifest this, you can make this happen, you can manufacture it, okay? So I'm going to show you a slide here. I think it goes without saying, let me know if I'm wrong. Do you know who all those people are? On my slide? Can everybody recognize all of them? You may not have followed any of their work. You may not even know, what they're famous for, particularly. But we all know them, right? Just by happenstance. Right? Who is that? So I think it goes without saying that you all know who they are, right? Because their reputation precedes them. And
who are they? I don't know.
Shh. Ask them about them. What you may not know, I chose 3 other people for this slide. Some of you may recognize all of them, some of you may not even recognize any of them. Who recognizes the guy over on the right? Raise your hand, please. Just, oh, look at that. Wow. How about the guy in the middle?
That's the dog whisperer.
Look at that. How about the guy all the way on the left?
Yeah, that's Bob
Right?
Vila.
Okay. The guy on the left over here, this left. You're right. Now, I chose these people specifically because they are famous, they're wealthy, and they're celebrities in their field, in their own right. Okay? And just to give you clarity, the guy on this side over there is Bob Vila. Okay, if you don't know who he is, he started on a show called This Old House. He was a host for 10 years, from 79 to 89. He's still known for that. He hasn't been on the show since forever. He's basically the do-it-yourself authority consultant. Okay? And he's an advisor, and that's how he makes his money. The guy in the middle is Cesar Millan. Now that guy is amazing. He was born in Mexico. He's a self-taught dog expert. He's the host of a show called The Dog Whisperer. And he's a New York Times bestseller multiple times. He has his own magazine called Caesar's Way. He's the first, his first celebrity endorsement was Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah, but nobody here knew about him, right? The guy on the left is my hero personally. He's actually the highest paid copywriter in the world. According to, you can look it up, according to American Writers Association, called A-Way Online. He is an author multiple times over. He's a complete renegade. He's a nut job, to be honest with you. He never uses the internet at all. He requires approximately 2 weeks notice in advance to make an appointment with him by fax only. He only answers his phone. You have a 2-hour window to get him on the phone on Wednesday. Get that. Dan Kennedy. Look that up. And his only focus is on attracting high-paying continuity customers. Continuity being customers that pay him over and over. And generally speaking, he doesn't take people, he won't even give you an audience for less than $18,000. So he's figured out how to make it happen for himself, right? And his mantra, I really love. His mantra is, make a sale to get a customer. Don't get a customer to make a sale, which is what I think we're all focusing on. So consider that for a moment. Hope that was interesting. And basically, as I just illustrated, I hope I made the point, they're all famous in their own right, in their own regard, in their own circle. So that equals manufactured celebrity status. So if you can focus on being the go-to in whatever it is you do or sell or whatever, focus on it heavily, you automatically harness the power of celebrity. Okay? And if you do this one other thing with that, which not only amplifies it, but this is what makes it, you'll be golden. You'll have all the 3 pillars. So I talk about something called prolific persistence. It's a lot easier and far more rewarding to find 100 ways to get 1 customer than it is to find 1 way to find 100 customers. And although the internet makes it infinitely easier to do now more so than ever, it's not the only medium that you should be using. It's about being everywhere that your target customers are. And the internet does make that easy. There's a million ways to figure that out, but they also, they're also offline. You have a lot of people that are doing a lot of, they don't go to the internet, so you should try to figure out ways to be prolific. Be everywhere at once if you can. And hopefully I'm going to give you some ideas on how to do that. Ways to do all 3. Get published. Amazon makes it fairly easy to do this. In short order, you can become an author. You can even become a best-selling author pretty quickly. Get interviewed. Interview people with more clout than you. That's what I started doing. Actually, just yesterday, I interviewed another one of my heroes. His name was Perry Marshall. This guy, I put in a support ticket, and he wrote a book called 80-20 Sales and Marketing. And he's some kind of guru dude. He's a somebody somewhere, put it that way. He wrote the ultimate book, the ultimate guide to Google AdWords. That's what he's famous for. and he gave me an audience after I reached out to him. Of course, it was through assistance, something like that, but I finally got to him and I got an hour interview with the guy. So, not only that, you should start getting interviewed. Get interviewed by people with more clout than you if you can. So do something amazing. It's not very hard to do, believe it or not. And it's easier than ever to spread the word. Get social. So if you're not using stuff like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, start using them. Just set up an account. It's free. No, we're all looking for ways to do it. It can't be free, right? And I think this is probably the easiest thing for you to do is to get happy customers. Get testimonials going. I'm pretty sure a lot of you in here have been doing business for a while. Start focusing on collecting and harnessing the power of testimonies. Ask people to say nice things about you if they're happy with you. In fact, that's kind of the bane of online marketing as it is. You know, a lot of people are afraid of Yelp because it's a double-edged sword, but if you learn how to harness these small hinges, you can really swing big doors. You can actually, any point that you can control, you should have your hand in trying to figure out how to leverage. Because it's not hard if you just spend 15 minutes trying to figure it out. And it's about proficiency as opposed to mastery. Too many people are afraid to get involved, to get started, because they're just feeling overwhelmed. Just get started. Just mess with it. And over time, I'm talking about a short time, you know, maybe a few days, maybe a week or two, you'll start getting familiar with it. Just use it. And nothing's better for your business than a crowd full of happy customers raving about you. So elevate others whenever you can. Come with your palms down, come giving, come bringing something of value. Stop, you know, don't run it and say, hey, this is what I can do for you if you give me something. Be, do, get is a mantra that I follow. Get proof. Do something relatively amazing, and it's not hard. I can show you easy ways to get multiple ranks for competitive keywords. You can get all your social profiles ranked high, on all of them, LinkedIn, Google+, anything like that. You can get prospects to your event, seminar, webinar, teleseminar. I'm recording this right now. Start leveraging your output. So when you're creating, when you're faced with lemons, make lemonade. Do something else with it. Always try to figure out how to leverage your output. Whatever you do, try to figure out how can I harness this some way, shape, or form. Guess what? I could probably give this away later as a bribe to build a list. Why not be the same? Build a monstrous list fast. I interviewed somebody that built a list of 100,000 people in 30 days. What I did was reach out to him, but now I have that associative kind of benefit that you can draw from association. So that's why you want to align yourself. Start taking pictures with celebrities and stuff like that. If you can go to events, you know, take pictures with Avi and ILF, you know, that's what I'm doing. Leverage that, you know, celebrity status. Borrow it. Does any of this make sense or not make sense? Do you like what I'm saying, or is it? Yes. Thank you. So I just posted some examples real quick. That's me on Google+. I blurred out, you know, the keyword because I don't, you know, this is not what it's about. I just wanted to show you how I outranked Seth Godin. Seth Godin wrote the book on tribes. He's a high maka guy. I outranked him.
You cannot read anywhere.
Good. Yeah, you can't read it anyway, so good. You don't even know if it's me or not. On LinkedIn, you can see 595 results. I'm #1 for a term. I actually outrank a lot of people for a whole bunch of terms. If you're not leveraging LinkedIn, you're missing out on a great opportunity for B2B, business-to-business marketing. You would be astounded if you're not leveraging right now how much business and how many people are actually looking for your services online right now. And there's services that optimize your LinkedIn. People charging $1,000 just to do LinkedIn optimization. Probably worth looking into, trying to figure it out. Once you've actually gotten some of this credibility, this is how you harness it, this is how you exemplify it, this is how you elevate yourself and get some borrowed credibility. Yeah, I can say with truth and confidence, I've been featured and quoted on CNN, Western Business Journal, and Newswire. I'm also a best-selling author. But all that stuff I worked on, and it didn't take me very long to do. We wrote a book in about 3 days. Want to know how? Interview 12 people, have them all write a chapter. Then go create Space, get it done online. 3 days. Create Space, it's Amazon, it's publishing. Or you can do it on Kindle. Yeah. Tons of ways to do this stuff, guys. Folks. Start taking screenshots of your testimonials. If you guys have nice things to say, leverage that stuff. You can put this stuff on your website, on other social platforms. That stuff, that the social platforms make it so easy for you to highlight what people like about you. Because you can screen snap this stuff. So why not make it easy for people to do that? Control every leverage point that you can. Everything that's a small hinge, try to figure out how can I leverage this the way somebody else is not doing it. So that's what creative corollary thinking is all about. It's all about trying to find contrarian or different ways that nobody else is looking at to exploit to your own benefit. Run towards the fire. Don't just do what everybody else is doing. Go against the herd if you can. Thank you so much. Any questions?
I have a question about the LinkedIn. You said people charge you $1,000 to get something.
No, there are, what I said was, just think about how specialized some of this stuff is. I have a buddy, his name is Greg Wells. He charges, like starting is $1,000 to optimize your LinkedIn profile. That's all the guy knows how to do. He doesn't know how to build a website or write, do a blog, or all he does is optimizing LinkedIn. I mean, as a service, if you look up LinkedIn optimization service, you'll be blown away by the stuff you'll find. It's people just focusing on these micro niche areas. And you all have it. All of you, everybody here. So to sum it all up, it's just basically focus on when the mask is revealed, right? When you finally take your mask off, what do you have to offer? What are people looking at? How can you automatically grab the attention and harness the authority that you have, that is you? Harness and manifest and build your own credibility. You can do it. You don't need to be anointed. You don't need to go through an ascension of certification or something. I mean, a lot of people, I have, a lot of people think that they need to wait to be anointed. You don't. You can figure out how to build this stuff for yourself. Any other questions?
The screen right before this last one, you had a bunch of quotes in there that obviously we can't read from this distance. But, so are those quotes that have been sent to your website, to your LinkedIn?
Those particular quotes, it was just a quick example of one of my meetups. I actually held a meetup and I had, it was not, I didn't ask them to do it, it was just after the event, people were like, wow, whatever they had to say, I took snapshots of that, and I used it, and I repurposed it. I used it on actually a sales page.
On your website?
Yeah, so you can do that same thing with... yeah, just testimonials. That's all I did. You can repurpose those in so many ways. You can go on your newsletter, you can go on your website, you can go on, you can make a video about it, you can do a press release about it. You can harness this in so many ways. It's very subtle. It's just nothing more than me taking a screenshot. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yes?
What's your opinion on a Facebook personal page versus business page?
That's a good question. I used, okay, so here's my stance on Facebook and the state of how I leverage it. I think I think people want to know more about you than your business, so I don't suspect. I don't know for sure. I don't have 100%, don't quote me on this. But I don't know of any businesses necessarily thriving because of their fan pages, but I do know of businesses that have employees that interact and engage as a person that are doing a lot better. And just from that vantage point, I guess something to consider also is that there's a website called Quantcast, if you haven't heard of it, which you can use to find out who's haunting a website. So what type of traffic, it's called Quantcast. Quantcast.com. And it tells you the audience that's visiting, how old they are. Quantcast. Yeah. And the good thing is that it's readily available, it's free, so why not use it? So the reason why I brought that up is because I decided, just as for fun, I wanted to know who uses Facebook, and I wanted to know who uses LinkedIn. That's how I was able to uncover that data. So Facebook, even though it's used by over 1 billion people, who cares if you're not your target audience, right? If I'm going fishing, I want to know what type of fish I'm going after. If I want blackfish, I want to know what they eat, where they hang out, what do they do, what kind of games they play. I want to know everything about them. So that's what this sort of allows it to do. Allows it to peer in.
And this gives you better analytics than other analytics?
I don't know about better. I don't think anything, everything should be kind of cross-referenced and sort of taken with a grain of salt, but it gives you more than you had beforehand, right? Like it gives you, as an example, LinkedIn, it suggests that LinkedIn's used by primarily older people, above 40, and they usually have incomes that are over $100,000. They're all usually professionals. Most of them are family folks that are master's degrees in higher education. Facebook's not. Facebook's used by people with less than $50,000 a year, usually younger kids, and they usually haven't had a higher degree of education.
I have a Facebook personal page and a sub-page, I guess, I don't know how to explain it, but a sub-page that for my business. How do well, I'm sure it's probably a longer process, I don't want to waste everybody's time, but is there a way, I should say, to optimize that to get the traffic that goes to my personal page? I'd like to drive that traffic to my business page.
Yeah, you just kind of post, right? Like the more friends you have, you
post on your business
just post.
page, it goes into your own.
And vice versa. If you post, well, actually, if you post to your own page too, you can direct people where you want. But I would say, spend your time, trying to build a herd, like with a group or something like that. So use your business page. In my opinion, of course, use your business page as sort of a broadcast. Because you won't find a lot of interaction. I don't think. I haven't met anybody who's had a lot of interaction from Facebook on their business page.
I'm not getting.
I haven't personally. I haven't been able to figure that out. Now, if you're selling like products that are like hard, tangible products, you can set up an unlimited amount of business pages if you want. And you can get really laser targeted with that. But it's a great deal of effort. I think you're better. If you use the 80-20 rule, I think your better time spent is working on your own personal image interaction with social media, and then talking about your grandiose things that have happened, giving people insight into what's going on with you, as opposed to business posts and rants.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yeah.
What do you think of cold calls and door knocking now, this stage?
I think it's effective. But I think it's, if you got nothing else, right? It's another form of being prolific, And there is no substitute for personal interaction. That's why we're all here. But I think there's more efficient ways to do things. And I think if you focus a little bit of effort on letting your, manufacturing your celebrity, becoming an authority, letting your reputation precede you, it's going to do you far more good than the hustle and bustle of getting turned down or rejected, because that just breeds, hard, just miserable existence, right? So if you work on this, you'll also find that price resistance goes down. You'll get more foot in the doors. We made this book as a project to get actually for it. When we walk in, if we want an interview with somebody, I just walk in with my book. I say, hi, I'm Carlos. I'm the best-selling author of whatever I wrote here, right? Is Bob available? You think the secretary's going to turn me down? She had no idea who I am. I just told her I'm the best-selling author. She don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't give her a card. I'm not the usual. I'm always trying to figure out contrarian ways to approach things. Yeah.
On Facebook business page, you can invite people to like your page. So
I'm sorry?
you can invite people to like your page. So if they like your page, then when you post things on your business site, it pops up on their site.
It pops up in their news rank, not in their site. It pops up on their news on the news feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they can block that too, just so you know. It's not like they don't have to see it. Yes, ma'am.
Can you please reconfirm the 3 pillars of power?
Manufacturing celebrity, becoming a niche authority, and prolific persistence. Be prolific.
Manufacturing,
Celebrity?
celebrity.
Make yourself famous somehow. do great things, do some superhero type
Oh,
stuff.
positive things.
All positive, but all stuff that a lot of people don't invest their time in doing.
Okay.
And then be prolific, because you know the power of being prolific is that you're going to reach your audience in many different ways. You know, when I first did this, you know, I had a lot of people were focused on, you know, getting my website to rank, right? But if my video ranks just as fast as soon as hard, and I can reference my website, what do I care, right? Because all roads lead to Rome. Why not just get the word out in many different ways?
Did you do your own SEO and hire someone?
I did everything myself. Well, when I got started, now it's not about SEO for me.
What is it?
Marketing, it's being prolific.
You never.
Right? Networking and getting the word out and just whiz-banging people with cool stuff. So, hey, just pointing, you know, just having marketing collateral out there that you can reference and point to, that you can use as kind of your trophy. It makes things a lot easier.
One last question. Can you recap the big three again?
Sorry. Manufacturing celebrity, niche authority, prolific persistence.
Thank you.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Carlos.